Hi, welcome back to Just Wild NZ. Today I've got an absolute dream I've always wanted to achieve. Put the tent on top of Mitre Peak, 1,571 meters of elevation. It's snow, it's just ice, it's everything the element wants you not to put the tent on there. That's why I want to do it. Hope you brought your warm clothes. Let's go get after it. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Here we go again. Now I was going to take you to the coast around this incredible place from Macra to Red Rocks, about 50k of just exposed coastline, terrible, unbelievable tides, just sheer cliffs, danger with a twist. But while just about packing and heading off to that, the first snow dump of winter has just hit the tops. I don't want to miss that. I don't want you to miss that, which is why we're not going to the coast on this episode. We're going back to the tops where it's -20 at the moment. Now that is cold. I can feel it. It is for a reason. The plan today, we want to get to Mitre Flats, then boom, up to Mitre. Now Mitre is 1,671 odd meters. Now I know that does not sound high, but it's the highest point in the Tararuas. I want to put my tent right on top of Mitre. That is something that I've never done. It's something I've never seen a photo of. Now I know it's probably been done before. I'm just saying, I haven't heard of it being done. If we get that night on top of Mitre, then it's down and back up to Girdlestone. This is another peak of over 1,500 meters. Then from Girdle, we go over the Three Kings. Now this Three Kings is a gnarly area. Once I commit, I'm committed. And the next peak is called McGregor. Again, that's where we're gonna spend the night. But to get up and over, or try and work my way around that last piece, that's gonna take all my effort, particularly if it's right on dying light. I don't wanna get there on dying light. Once we get to McGregor, then that's when we make our way to a place called Shingle Slip Knob, and that's where the crashed aeroplane is. Let's get to it. Let's start walking, and let's hope this weather clears. As you know, there's always a twist, and as if the waist deep snow wouldn't be enough, my lack of food in the pack, which is pretty much nothing. I've got to harvest what I want in the bush. I'm hoping to spend the night at Mitre Flats, and I'm hoping if I get there in time, I should be able to get an eel. Now one great food source is the good old worm. Believe it or not, pound for pound, an earthworm will outdo a good old beef steak times 100. 100% more protein in an earthworm. Protein's protein. Let's go search for some of those wriggly little buggers. There's got to be some around here. It's going to be hard to find a good stack of them, but I'll definitely have a look around this sort of low, around by the creeks, around by the rivers. We'll find some. We'll get some protein that will get us up that hill. Oh. Ooh. You little beauty. There we go. Lunch is served. with the good old worm, it's better to purge them, give them a good clean in a creek, get rid of the rest of the soil. Obviously they'll be full of soil, but down the hatch. Cheers. Bit crunchy, bit earthy. Oh yes. Here's another. I tell you what, because it's so cold, frozen ground, these earthworms have been so hard to find. I'm in two minds to eat them now, We'll save them a little bit later on and turn them into dinner. Going down now into the plateau, so should be a little bit warmer in there. Hopefully I can find some more worms. Let's get to the destination, set up camp, and let's get to work. Oh, here's something we might be able to use. It's an old bone. What I really want is something with a bit of marrow in it. Oh, could be a bit in there. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, looks like old bones to me. What's he getting so excited about? We can turn these bones into dinner tonight. That's what I'm thinking. Now bear with me, I'll show you a bit later on what I'm thinking. But this is good. Now if we make it to the crash site, it's all dependent on the snow. It's all dependent on how much training's been put in. Once we get to the crash site, if we get to the crash site, I want to see how close they actually were from clearing that spur that sadly ended it all for them. Going into these alpine situations, it's so easy to be unprepared. You can start off on a day that's quite nice. Once you've warmed up, you're feeling good, you're feeling energized, you're feeling warm, but as soon as you start heading into the alpine environment, especially with the snow, the wind, the ice, it only takes 2 to 3 degrees of that core temperature to drop and you're in hypothermia. Right, let's see what's around the corner. Still probably got about 4 hours to get to where I want to be today. It's going to be a race to get there in time, just to set up camp and try and get an eel for dinner. The track looks like it hasn't been used much, so just enjoying the solitude and taking it in as physical meditation. Just might have meditated too much on that step. If you don't laugh at yourself, what else is there? Now when it comes to eating berries, particularly if it's a berry I haven't tried before, but I've identified, but it's that 1% doubt, what I'll do is I'll eat the berry and discard the seed. I'll spit that seed out. The reason being, if you think about it, that berry is a seed encapsulated in its own food source for regen, or to tempt something else to come along. Grab it, eat it, disperse it. A good way to hitch a ride. So the tree, the last thing the tree wants you to do is to destroy its seed. That seed is probably the most potent part of the berry. But again, if it's that 1% doubt that I need to identify, and I think I got it, I'll spit out that seed. We're here, Mitre Flats, just in the nick of time to get things sorted too. Might not look like it, but we've probably got about 40 minutes left before it's going to be pitch black here. I'm not going to set up tent yet. I'm going to just go around, see what I can find. Hopefully you can find something to eat. See what dry firewood's around, if we can get a fire going. At least if I can get a fire set up before we go eeling. Then if we have any luck, we can start up that fire and have eel tonight. That would be amazing. But light's fading, and it's fading quick. I've got to stop talking. Let's get set up. Oh, this is perfect. Absolutely perfect. I want to set up this tent, I want to set up the fire, and then we're going to go eeling. I'm not going to light that fire unless we're coming back with an eel. Right, let's get this tent up. What a spot. This is awesome. This is perfect. Now because this ground's still very, very wet, I'm going to lay down some bigger wood on the bottom and then set my kindling on top of that. And the reason being, that's going to keep my kindling off the wet ground. It's going to keep that heat going. It's going to start heating up these rocks and then burn its way through to the larger blocks on the ground. That's how I normally always set up my fire, especially in the bush, because it's where I go is generally wet conditions. It's brilliant. It's a great setup. Let me show you. Oh, this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. Yes, 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 yes. A bit deeper over there. Come down to the riverbank now. What we're looking for is some nice deep holes with some fast flowing current coming past it. Hopefully find something, a log jam or a tree that's down. Just with some nice hiding spots just for an eel just to be waiting, cruising. Now that it's got dark, they'll be coming out soon. They'll be feeding. They'll be hungry. Hopefully we can get one to join us for dinner. Oh, yes. Perfect. Look at that. Yes. So here's the idea. That marrow is going to work its scent. And the eels have got an incredible sense of smell. They'll be able to smell that and they'll investigate. They'll come out of these logs and these hiding spaces. The light's perfect. Hopefully put a wriggling little worm in front of one of them. So what I got going on here is just a good old stick. I always have a little bit of fishing line with me. I've got one hook. So let's hope this works. Let's hope I don't lose this one hook. And I've got one worm. It's 50-50 to eat him or use him for eel bait. I've just got to get one eel. There's got to be something around. This is just too perfect not to. Fast flowing water, slower here, perfect to collect the food. Anything that's coming down, eels will just be waiting. This is the spot. This has got to be the spot. There's got to be something in here. Oh, look, this whole tree is just a sanctuary. Oh, it's deep as under there too. Look, here we go. This one there, right by that log. I don't know if you can see it. Fine, the hook's drifting down. It's right in front of his face. Take it, take it, take it. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. Yes! You little beauty! Yes, we eat tonight. Let's sort him out real quick, dispatch him as quick as we can, and let's go light that fire. Yes. So as I'm letting this fire just die down a little bit, what I've done here with the eel is obviously prepared it, skinned it, and I've just woven a few saplings together. Nothing flash, just enough to stop it from falling in the fire. I'm going to cook it flesh side down first, and then when it's half cooked I'm going to turn it over and then cook it on the skin. So it should be all good now. Just carefully balance in position and just let that tick away nicely. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Oh, so close. Right, let's get this off. Oh, look at that. Just beautiful. Perfect. Look how good that looks. Oh, that is amazing. Oh, that's amazing. Look at it just peel away. Oh, that's just perfect. Oh, wow. God, so good. So fresh. Tell you what, this eel is something special. Oh. Food just tastes so good when you work so hard for it. It's so amazing when you don't take the simple things for granted. I'm going to polish off the rest of this beautiful eel and then in the sleeping bag. I'll see you tomorrow, bright and early. We've got a big, big day ahead of us. See you in the morning. I'm getting so close to this epic mission. So close. Yeah.